Hi, thanks for tuning in. Today I'm going to make some tuna patties, just something I felt like for tea tonight. So we're going to start to take the lid off. This recipe is actually on my group page, Healthy Choices with Lynn Hand. So if you want to see the recipe that I'm actually using, just head on over there and have a look at it. So we're going to start with a brown onion, and I've peeled it and put it into quarters. So we're placing the onion, and it says a bunch of parsley. Unfortunately, I only had this much parsley off my garden today, so I'm putting that in there as well. And we're going to blend that for, what does it say here? We're going to chop it for 10 seconds on speed 7. So we'll go to the timer and put 10 seconds. You can set it or you can just watch it. And speed 7. So we'll just go around to 7. And as you can hear, it's already stopped. So I'm just going to turn that off, stop cutting because it's flicked to the sides. So we'll just turn it off and then have a look at it, and I will just show you. So it's chopped in there. So it's a matter of how fine do you want it. If you want it a little bit finer, you can chop it again, but it only takes a few seconds and I'm quite happy with the way that is. So yeah, it'll be fine. Right, we'll just put the bowl back, and next we're going to set that actually aside. That's what we're going to do. So I actually need a bit bigger bowl. So I'm going to set that aside while I now do the potatoes. So I'll just put that in a bowl, and we'll be adding that later. So, but we needed it chopped, so that's why we actually do it first. All right, just put the bowl back. Now we're going to add potato and juice of a can of tuna. So we're going to put the potato in, and we need 500 grams of potato cut into 2 to 3 centimetres. So I'll just go to the scales, make sure they're tiered, which they are. So we need 500 grams. A little bit over, that's fine, that's what I'm going to use. And the juice of a can of tuna. I'll just pop and get that can of tuna. Look, you can use whatever tuna you actually want to use, it doesn't matter. They suggest tuna in brine, so that's what I'm actually using. So I'm just going to drain the can of juice in there, and what I find is that brine actually really adds a nice flavour. I used to make them without using that juice, but when I sort of worked this recipe out, I really like it because it adds more flavour. So we'll just squeeze it a bit there. We're going to cook it in that juice, the potatoes. Now, I didn't actually peel my potatoes. I just washed them and then placed them into cubed them and placed them into the bowl. So next we're going to put the lid on, and we're going to cook it for 20 minutes on speed 1 at 100 degrees. So we go back to the main screen. We'll just click out of there. Go back to the home button. So we're going to put that on for 20 minutes. Gone a bit far. 20 minutes on 100 degrees, which is the next one. So we go up to 100 degrees, and we're going to do it at speed 1. And that'll just keep turning it. So we'll be back as soon as that's ready and go to the next step. Thank you. Hi, just back again, just to let you know, we've got about 7 minutes to go. In the meantime, I've actually emptied my dishwasher, so it's lovely to have an extra set of hands while you don't have to stand here and actually stir the food or whatever you're cooking. So another 6.5 minutes roughly, and I'll be back to show you the next steps. Okay, the potatoes are cooked, so we're just going to take the bowl lid off, obviously putting it away from us so we don't actually get burnt. Now, if you just lift the bowl out, you can see that's pretty well mashed up already, but the next step we're going to do is actually insert the butterfly. Don't know whether you've seen that, but the butterfly just goes over the blade and you turn it to the right a little bit. A small turn, and that will actually lock the blade in, the butterfly in, sorry. So we'll put that back on here, put the lid on. Now you do need to be aware that the butterfly you can only use up to speed 4, otherwise it could chew up the butterfly. The blades might chew it up. So we put that in there. We're now going to mash it for 20 to 30 seconds. So I'll start off with we'll go between perhaps 25 seconds. 25 seconds on speed 4. So just around to speed 4 and we'll see how we go. So if the mixture is too soft, you can actually add half a cup of breadcrumbs. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It just depends how much liquid you put in there. So we've got about 14 seconds to go. So what we need to do after this is allow the mixture to actually cool, because otherwise it'll be too sloppy to do anything with it. So, and obviously you can't handle it either because it's too hot. So I'll just show you that. Take it off again. And now we've got the mashed potato. So obviously that's the way you sort of do mashed potato as well, but you'd be adding some extra stuff. So we're just going to let that cool now for probably a couple of minutes, and or actually probably a little bit longer. So what I'll do is I'll come back to you as soon as that's cooled enough for me to go to the next step. Right, I've let this potato mixture cool down. So just to show you, I'm going to take hopefully you can see it there, just take the butterfly out. So I'll turn it back the other way, which is to the left. Butterflies come out, and then I just normally tap it on the side a bit because it's cooled down. I should have done it when it was hot, but I actually wanted to show you how to take the butterfly out. So I normally just tap it on the inside and just scrape off a bit there. Normally it would come off when it's not quite so cool. All right, so next step we're going to do is add the parsley and the onion mixture. So that's what we chopped up earlier. Just going to put that into the bowl, and the tuna that we drained earlier, just put that into the bowl as well. It's just a full can. Right, we've got an egg. I've cracked an egg. Put that into the bowl. Now we're going to do 20 grams, I think it is, of a teaspoon of lemon juice actually. Now I've got some. So if you've got fresh lemons, obviously that's really good, but if you haven't got any fresh lemons at the time, just use the lemon squeeze. Also, we're going to put in a teaspoon of fish sauce. Just any Asian shop has those, or the supermarket. That just adds that bit of flavour, but I wouldn't get it on your fingers and then put them in your mouth, because it tastes disgusting on its own. Right, so we've put everything else in now. All we need to do is we're going to put the lid back on, the measuring cup, and we're going to mix it for 1 to 2 minutes on reverse. So first we'll go to the time. So I'll do say 1.5 minutes and just see 1.5 minutes. And in reverse, you just press the little blade down below and you'll see reverse enabled. So we're just going to do it on reverse on a soft speed, which is the first one, and you'll see it's like a mixing spoon. So that will just slowly mix it all up. Now once we've actually done that, we're going to form the mixture into little balls, and then you just coat it in breadcrumbs. So I like you can use fresh breadcrumbs, which you can actually blend up in the Thermomix. just for a few seconds basically. Otherwise we actually like using cornflake crumbs. Just depends what you want to use. Obviously if you're gluten free, or you want to try and cut out some of that stuff, you can just use whatever you've sort of got, or I have actually done them just in flour before as well. So, but just mould them into little bowls and then you will bake them in the fry pan. So what I'll do is, I'm not going to show you all of that. I will, once it's all done and ready to eat tonight, I'll actually put a picture in the message or down in the comments. And if you've got any questions, by all means, just pop a comment in there or send me a message and I'm happy to answer them. So, as I said, this recipe is on my Healthy Choices with Lynn Hand group page. So if you'd like to join that, just send a note and I can send me a comment and I can actually send you the link. Otherwise, just go on over there and have a look at it. Opposed to my normal page, the reason I have the group is because I put a lot of more nitty-gritty sort of stuff in there and different functions for the people that either own or are interested in owning a Thermomix. But if people are just interested in some of the recipes, they can have a look at my normal Healthy Choices with Lynn Hand page. So thank you for joining in today. I'll just show you. So basically we just mix that up into a mixture. We're just going to scoop it out, put it in a bowl, and then we will set them aside in the fridge for some time to get cool. I find they stick together a heck of a lot better when they're cool, and it's really easy to cook. And because it's all basically pre-cooked, you're really only just browning the outside, and you don't need much oil at all. Sometimes I just use a bit of spray olive oil and that's all you need to use. So it's a lovely, quick, easy dish that we find, and it's always been very popular in our house. So I hope you enjoy it, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you.